Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. The biggest danger of the Mar-a-Lago FBI intrusion is civil war. Here are the details. At roughly 10 in the morning of Monday, August 8th, a team of FBI agents entered the Trump mansion at Mar-a-Lago, went to a padlocked room in the basement, and removed roughly a dozen boxes of papers. They kept what they were looking for secret, but word was that they were searching for high-risk materials on nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump, who received a copy of the search warrant outlining what the FBI was looking for, kept it to himself. This was the first time in 233 years that a former president has come under possible criminal investigation and has had his home raided. It's a dangerous precedent. A precedent that, if it's politically motivated, as Republican leaders claim, could lead to a banana republic in which new presidents use the FBI to attack the old presidents they replace. But the legitimacy of the raid hinges on a question. Has former President Donald Trump actually done anything criminal? Anything that justifies the raid? Those on the left who have followed the proceedings of the January 6th committee believe that President Trump was attempting to lead an insurrection, an armed uprising, on January 6th, when a mob of over 2,000 MAGA believers built a gallows outside the Capitol building, then broke in and called for the death of Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi. Insurrection against the United States is a crime punishable by a fine or imprisonment of not more than 10 years or both. But there's more. A leader of an insurrection, according to Title 18 of the U.S. Law Code, quote, shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States, close quote. So if former President Trump did indeed attempt to lead an insurrection on January 6th, the law bars him from running for president in 2024. And if Trump did indeed attempt to lead an insurrection, he is a criminal. According to an Associated Press poll, between 3 and 10% of Republicans feel that the violence of the January 6th riot has been grossly exaggerated and that the event was actually peaceful. But 40% of Republicans believe the January 6th riot was violent. And 10% of Republicans feel former President Trump should be charged with a crime. However, the real danger is that some are using the Mar-a-Lago search to push America another step closer to the killing fields of a new American Civil War. Here are some of the comments on MAGA-friendly social media. Lock and load. I already bought my ammo. Civil War. Pick up arms, people. Civil War 2.0 just kicked off. The Dems are starting a civil war. Summertime was made for killing fields. Is this mere rhetoric, or is it for real? The Trump camp and Donald Trump's confidant Roger Stone have forged an alliance with the militia movement. The militia movement is armed to the teeth, trained for battle, and has been looking for an excuse for civil war since at least the 1980s. And these militias will apparently do anything former President Trump asks them to do, which means that if Trump calls on them to make civil war, they are very likely to start shooting. We had a preview of the militiamen's eagerness to use force when Donald Trump asked them to on January 6th, when the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, and the Three Percenters broke windows, smashed open doors of the Capitol building, and injured 100 police officers, often bludgeoning them with their own weapons. The rioters were eager to usher in what QAnon believers call the storm, a bloodbath in which they would execute not just Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi, but every Democrat in Congress and the Senate. What's the militia's ultimate goal? A race war in which only Christians of white European descent are left in this nation, and all others are killed or driven out. Or as MAGA social networker Dave O put it, quote, "Is this the first shot of a civil war? Is this the tyranny mentioned in the Second Amendment? The Founding Fathers would have started shooting a long time ago." And as another social networker, Patriot Girl, summed it up, "Civil war, people, that's the answer. But civil war would be the death of America." This is Howard Bloom, speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make. Or, want to know why? Ask how.